Are you planning a vacation for the summer? If so, how about traveling to a country like no other? It may be fun, but there are some caveats. You can't use a cell phone, you don't have access to the internet, there is no ATM in sight. You can't insult the country's leaders, you can't make fun of the nation's ideology, you can't be judgmental, you can't wear high heels or designer shoes. You will be followed and watched closely, you will have few opportunities to wander the streets, talk to locals, or use the bathroom whenever you wish. The cherry on top, you will have to witness a performance by school children who are singing and dancing against a backdrop of ballistic missiles. Sounds like a real treat, doesn't it? Well, believe it or not, this is what the first sanctioned trip to North Korea in years looked like, where some tourists enjoyed the hermit kingdom in all its unsettling glory. In 2020, soon after the COVID-19 pandemic took hold, North Korea sealed itself off and closed its borders and banned international visitors, fearing that the virus would cripple the fragile health system of this impoverished nation. In 2023, Pyongyang took a leap of faith. It started to scale back restrictions, and the country's flagship carrier took its first international flight since the pandemic. But it was only in 2024 that some tourists were allowed to enter the country, exclusively Russian tourists. About 100 of them took a private tour. But this year, North Korea finally opened its arms and borders to international tourists. Last month, Western tourists were allowed into the country for the first time in 5 years. They were allowed to visit one of its remote and relatively contained cities, Rason, in the country's special economic zone, about 800 kilometers from Pyongyang. More than a dozen travelers from the UK, Canada, Greece, France, and a number of other countries visited this northeastern city. While they were not allowed to take pictures in sensitive areas or wander about freely, many of them recorded what they could of this experience and posted about it. Now, just a few weeks later, Pyongyang has put a stop to the visits. According to reports, tour operators have announced the suspension of trips, asking people to refrain from booking the flights. While no clear reason has been given to explain this, it's bound to hit Pyongyang's coffers. Before the pandemic, tourism was an easy source of foreign currency for North Korea, which is one of the world's most sanctioned countries. Most of this tourism came from China. Pre-pandemic, at least 300,000 Chinese tourists visited North Korea annually, representing more than 90% of its international visitors. This was worth anywhere between $90 to $150 million. When the borders closed off, it denied North Korea's struggling economy this legitimate cash injection. Now, the start-stop of tourism is bound to hit Pyongyang further. But maybe there is a winner.
음.